What is up, YouTube? It's MrBones292 here, back again with Tycho, also used to be known as Acer, and we are starting a brand new Pokemon series, and I've got no idea what's going on, so I'll leave that to him.
All right. Well, we're gonna start up a Pokemon Nuzlocke on FireRed and LeafGreen. And for those of you who don't know what a Nuzlocke is, it's basically a way to make Pokemon like a little bit harder. A few basic rules of the game. So every time, or okay, so let's start at the beginning. You don't start the Nuzlocke until you get your Pokeballs in the very beginning of the game. And what a Nuzlocke actually is when a Pokemon dies, they're dead, period. You can't use them anymore. You either put them in a dead box in your PC or you release them, never to be used again. Um, Also, you can only catch the first Pokemon on each route. Uh, so that limits the number of Pokemon you can have in the whole game. So that makes it a little bit harder. And other than that, oh yeah, and also
So,
you need to nickname every single Pokemon.
quick question about that. For each Pokemon, in every single route, you can, is that the first one you run into whenever you go into long
Yes.
grass?
Yep. The first one you run into. And also,
Ooh.
if you run into the same Pokemon multiple times on different routes, there's a thing called Dupe's Clause and Species Clause. So if it's like an evolution, say you run into a Rattata at the like your first encounter, catch it. You have to catch it for the Dupe's Clause or Species Clause to come into effect. You catch that, and then later on in the game, you run into a Raticate, which is the evolution of Rattata. Um, you run into it, you can call, if you don't want the Eradicate, you can call Species Clause and try to get another encounter, and the next encounter will be your catch one. And if it's something else, you can just keep calling Species Clause until you get something new.
Okay, so if it is another Rattata or
Yep,
Raticate,
yep,
okay, I
you can
just
just
do.
call Species and then go get a different. So then, like, say your next one's Pidgey and you've never caught a Pidgey before,
You
you
have
got
to
a Pidgey
catch
now.
it.
Yep,
Okay. And
but you,
what if you
what?
run out of Pokeballs? You can't catch it.
No, that's nope. Then you're screwed. Like, you need to make sure to buy yourself plenty of Pokeballs and potions and everything like that along those lines.
So when my Pokemon is down to 0 health at the very beginning, I'm done. That Pokemon is done. I cannot ever use him again. Right?
Yep, it's got to either go to your box. You can either create like a dead box that you put everything dead in so that you can, I guess, keep it for whatever reason.
Okay.
You can't ever use it again. The only kind of exception to that would be, say, you need to progress in the game and you don't have a surfer because you have to surf to get to Cinnabar Island. You have to have a surfer to do that. There's You can technically use one of the dead Pokemon just for surfing. You're not allowed to battle with it. You're not allowed to
Okay.
use it for
So you
any
can't use
purpose,
it for
like Death
battling.
Fodder, whatever it
If I
is.
meet up with like you, or I don't know how we would do that, actually, but if I meet up with like I can't use it for trainers. I understand that.
Yeah.
Or gyms. But if I meet up with random person X along the path, can I use a dead Pokemon for them?
What do you mean? Like to battle them?
Yeah.
No. It
Okay. So
technically,
so once they're dead except for being ridden on.
yeah.
Okay.
And like the only exception though is for like surfing to complete or
Yeah.
like to further the story.
Yeah.
You can't use it to like fly to like a different town. You can't use a fly
Ooh.
Pokemon if you don't have one.
Ooh.
Uh, but you can use or we might make a rule about that where you can fly if it's like really unfair and one of us just to keep the series more interesting.
Yeah.
But technically speaking, you shouldn't use a fly Pokemon unless you own the fly Pokemon because you don't need fly in the
Yeah.
game. You can walk everywhere.
Yeah.
It take a lot longer, obviously. So we might make an exception. We'll see. Chances are we'll probably both have a fly Pokemon. You know,
Mhm.
there's so many along the route. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, that's
Awesome.
about it.
Well, I'm super excited about doing this new series. Thank you guys very much for watching this introductory video on what we are going to be doing. Love you guys. See y'all later.
See ya.